Hey, family.
It's your girl, Nancy Drew.
And Mama C.
And we're back with another episode of Two Black Mothers. Make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share.
Don't forget the notification button. And leave your comments below.
What we gonna do, Austin?
With you. What you gonna do? He don't know. He don't know what he gonna do.
Go to bed. Time for bed.
Two Black Mothers.
So today is Thought About It Thursday.
Thought about it. I thought about it. We thought about it. We thought about it.
So I really was, we got you have such a busy schedule that I really was thinking that we should have went live today and showed the debate. What you see?
Somebody just said Mama D died.
Mama D who?
Who's Mama D?
Little
Mama
Scrappy?
D,
Little Scrappy?
Yeah.
Who said that? Type it in. My phone on the charger. Girl, you in the inbox. I ain't send it to you. We need to go to Instagram.
Oh, so Instagram?
I don't know if she is. It's gonna be on there. Cause I don't know who they showing. They showing a Caucasian lady.
How'd she die?
Who said it's real? Not Mama D. I got to call Scrappy.
Oh no. Somebody she know. Oh. I thought it was somebody. I thought it was
Who sent you this?
Kenya.
Oh. Okay. Back to our regular scheduled program. It was a little false alarm, you guys. Mama D is still ticking. But I was saying that I had thought about it, but you had such a busy day that we should have went live for the debate.
Yeah, that's what our consultant told us to do.
Oh, I didn't hear from
our consultant. We got a text. Yeah, we got a text. And
today?
The other day. We'll do the next one. But yeah, we got a text to Two Black Mothers.
Girl, focus.
I know. We got a text to Two Black Mothers. And I think that's what our consultant said. Are we going to do the debate live?
Yeah, I didn't know. I just seen it like on, it's showing like the top of Prime on on Prime Video. It say debate tonight at 9. And I was like, oh.
So the only thing is I was like, I don't know, because like, will we be here? I thought about it. I did. I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, if we do it live, like, how will we do it? Like, how?
You would just share your
No, but like, will we just sit here and watch these two quick? Because I'm like, is Biden gonna be asleep? Like,
we
is he
gonna just
asleep doing the thing?
We would have just talked regular and inserted sometimes, like let's check in and see what's going on. Because yeah, it's probably a mess, but nevertheless.
So you said it's on live TV. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Look at him. Just look at him. Just look at our country. Look at him. Just look at him.
I mean, look at them options.
They can't stand him. So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them. And that's based on every single bit of
He's woke though, y'all.
Yeah, why he over there laughing?
thing.
Because he
He's
was
the
like,
real
oh,
president, the
he
president
like him
that
better.
that was respected by Putin. He would have never
They
invaded
going at it already. They
Ukraine.
like,
A lot of people are
let
dead
the
right
shot
now.
Well, you know,
fly.
they changed the rules. Like you cannot
It
talk.
was
Your
maybe triple those
mic is
numbers.
off
He did
during
nothing
the
to
other
stop it.
person's
In fact, I
talk,
think he
Oh,
encouraged
so
Russia
that
from
they
going
can't
in.
talk over
I'll
each
tell you
other
what
this
happened. He
time.
was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such a horrible embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our
woke though.
country, that when
Yeah, he
Putin
woke.
watched that
He
and
took
he saw the
a
incompetence, that he
took a
should
nap.
have fired those generals like
he
I
took
fired the one that you
an
mentioned.
Adderall.
So he's got no love lost, but he should have fired those generals. No
Adderall.
general got
Yeah, you know,
fired
yeah,
for the
you
most
up all
embarrassing
night.
moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan, where we left billions of dollars of equipment behind. We lost 13 beautiful soldiers, and 38 soldiers were obliterated. And by the way, we left people behind too. We left American citizens behind. When Putin saw that, he said, you know what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take this was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is he never would have
He said this was
invaded
his dream.
Ukraine. Never. Just like
He
Israel
said
would
that
have
about
never
the
been
running for
invaded
president.
in a million years by Hamas. You know why? Because Iran was broke with me. I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for anything, no money for terror. That's why you had no terror at all during my administration. This place, the whole world is blowing up under him.
President Biden?
I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. Look, the fact of the matter is that we're in a situation where, let's take the last point first. Iran attacked American troops, caused brain damage for a number of these troops. And
Oh,
he did
brain
nothing
damage for
about
him.
it. Recently, not when he was
Exactly.
president. They
But
attacked.
this
He
the
said they
widest
just
I've
had
seen his
headaches. That's
eyes.
all it is.
I'm telling you,
I
he got
know.
to be on
Thing
something.
when
Took
the
a nap
attack took
right
place,
before or
number one.
something.
Number two, we got
I was
over
gonna take a picture of
3,000
and
Americans
tell him
dying
take a
out
shot of what I
out
be drinking in the
of,
morning. That
of,
ghost.
Afghanistan during that
That
era.
ghost get him right,
Number
boy.
three, we found ourselves
Oh,
in a
that's your
situation
pre-workout,
where
that ghost.
if you
That's my
take a look at what
pre-workout. Take
Trump
that
did in
pre-workout
Ukraine,
of ghost, baby.
this guy told Ukraine,
He be
told
running
Trump, do
circles
whatever
around
you
his
want
ass.
and do whatever you want.
Look how
And that's
Donald look.
exactly what Trump did to Putin, encourage him, do whatever you want. And he went in. And listen to what he said when he went in. He was going to take Kyiv in 5 days, remember? Because it's part of the old Soviet Union. That's what he wanted to reestablish, Kyiv. And he, in fact, didn't do it at all. He wasn't able to get it done. And they've lost thousands and thousands of troops, 500,000 troops.
President Trump,
I
if
never
come back
said
to you
that.
for 1 minute, I just want to go back to my original question, which
When the
is,
next
are
debate?
Putin's
I don't
terms
know.
acceptable
We
to
gotta
you?
go live
Keeping the
next
No, they're
territory
not
in Ukraine.
acceptable. No, they're not acceptable. But look, this is a war that never should have started. If we had a leader in this war, he led everybody along. He's given $200 billion
Look how he
now
looking.
or more to Ukraine. He's given $200 billion. That's a lot of money. I don't think there's ever been anything like it. Every time that Zelensky comes to this country, he walks away with $60 billion. He's the greatest
Look at the
salesman ever.
disgust.
And I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking anything. I'm only saying the money that we're spending on this war, and we shouldn't be spending, it should have never happened. I will have that war settled between Putin and Zelensky as president-elect before I take office on January 20th. I'll have that war settled. People being killed so
Are they
needlessly,
in
so
war because
stupidly,
you're not
and
president?
I will get it settled.
That's what
I
he
will get
said.
it settled fast before
But
I
he
take
said
office.
that the war would have
You know,
never
Biden,
started
you
with
have a
him.
minute.
The fact is that Putin is a war criminal. He's killed thousands and thousands of people.
So
And
have
he
I.
has made
I
one
mean,
thing clear.
so have the
He
people in
wants
your
to
states.
reestablish what was part of the Soviet Empire, not just a piece. He wants all of Ukraine. That's what he wants. And then you think he'll stop there? Do you think he'll stop when if he takes Ukraine? What do you think happens to Poland? What do you think of Belarus? What do you think happens to those NATO countries? And so if you want a war, you ought to find out what he's going to do, because if in fact he does what he says and walks away, by the way, all that money we give Ukraine are from weapons we make here in the United States. We give them the weapons, not the money at this point. And, and our NATO allies have produced as much funding for Ukraine as we have. That's why we're strong.
Thank you. Moving on to the Middle East. In October, Hamas attacked Israel, killing more than 1,000 people and taking hundreds of hostages. Among those held and thought
We
to
don't
still
talk
be
about the money.
alive
Have
are
we talked
5
about the money yet?
Americans. Israel's response has killed thousands
ain't
of
talking about no money.
Palestinians
We talk
and
about
created a
we need to talk about this
humanitarian
economy.
crisis
I
in
don't give a
Gaza.
damn.
President Biden,
Let's talk about this
you've put
economy.
forward a proposal to resolve this conflict, but so far Hamas has not released the remaining
time
hostages,
did
and
this come
Israel
on?
is continuing its
It just came on
military
at
offensive
9.
in Gaza.
Oh, okay.
So what additional
Well, you missed too
leverage
much of it.
will you use to get Hamas
Why
and
is it
Israel
looking
to
like
end the
that?
war? You have 2 minutes.
Number one, everyone from the United Nations Security Council
Who?
straight through to the G7 to the Israelis and
He
Netanyahu
got
themselves
stuck
have
for a
endorsed the
minute.
plan I put
It was
forward.
a
Endorsed the plan I put forward. Which
security.
has 3 stages to it. The first stage is trade the hostages for a ceasefire. Second phase is a ceasefire with additional conditions. The third phase is the end of the
Lord
war.
help us.
The only one who wants the war to continue is Hamas. Number one, they're the only ones standing out. We're still pushing hard to get them to accept. In the meantime, what's happened in Israel? We're finding that the only thing I've denied Israel
Man,
was
he's 81.
2,000-pound bombs. They don't
Huh?
work very well in populated areas.
He
They kill
81.
a lot of innocent people.
Uh-huh.
We're providing Israel with all the weapons they need and when they
Trump
need
is
them.
78.
And by the way, I'm
Mm-hmm.
the guy that organized the world against Iran when they
His wife
had a
is 73.
full-blown
He got a young wife.
intercontinental ballistic missile attack on Israel. No one was hurt. No one Israeli was accidentally killed, and it just stopped. We saved Israel. We are the biggest producer of support for Israel of anyone in the world, and so they're
the
two
Trump
different
phase.
things. Hamas cannot be allowed to be continued. We continue to send our experts and our intelligence people as to how they can get Hamas like we did Bin Laden. You don't have to do it. And by the way, they've been greatly weakened, Hamas, greatly weakened, and they should be. They should be eliminated. But you've got to be careful for what using certain weapons among population centers.
What are you
Just
talking
going back to Ukraine for 1 second.
about? Mm-mm.
We have an ocean separating us. The European nations together have spent 100 billion or maybe more than that, less than us. Why doesn't he call them and say, you got to put up your money like I did with NATO? I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. The Secretary General of NATO said Trump did the most incredible job I've ever seen. They wouldn't have any, they were going out of business. We were spending almost 100% of the money was paid by us. He didn't do that. He's getting you got to ask these people to put up the money. We're over $100 billion more spent, and it has a bigger impact on them because of location, because
Y'all
we
need to
have an
spend
ocean in
$100 billion
between.
on
You
American
gotta
people
ask them, as
because
far
this
as
economy is sucking
Israel
right now.
and
Exactly.
Hamas. Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one that wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go
Well, let's
and let
cover
him
some
finish
hot
the
topics
job.
and come
He
back.
doesn't want to do it.
Maybe
He's
they'll be
become
talking
like
about
a
the economy.
Palestinian,
All
but
right,
they
we'll
don't
keep
like
it on
him
now.
because he's a very
Later.
bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
Pause.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is a
Never heard
guy
so much
who wants to
foolishness.
get out of NATO. You're going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have our strength lies in our alliances as well.
All right, we'll go back.
Yes, because I need them to talk about the economy.
Yeah.
Because like I went to KFC today for the $5 chicken pot pie, and it was $6.99.
First of all,
I went to McDonald's for the tote of chocolate chip cookies that have been $4 and some change for years. Guess the price now.
$5.
$7.19 plus tax. I just bought a tote last month for $4.68.
From where?
McDonald's.
No.
You get a tote of cookies for $4.68. Go through the line the day before yesterday. She said, "Oh, it's a new price, $7.19 plus tax." I said, "Girl, I'll bake my own cookies."
Well, you also got to understand that they're trying to do that so our backs won't get as big as they are.
Lies. They trying to do that because they want the extra money for my big back.
Well, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about this economy. So as soon as they switch over, if they do within this next hour, we'll come over here because I need to know the plan. I need to know the plan on how we're going to take back our economy.
Yes, we need to know the plan.
Make the economy great again. That's the shirt I need. Make the economy great again.
All this
But
stuff.
we're out
All
of
this
this bullshit.
I just saw a girl on TikTok. She was crying. She drives a Mercedes, and
That's the first problem right there.
let me back up. Earlier today, I was saying, you know, I just want me an old school car. I want me an old school car because one of my beam headlights in my car says notification on the thing, low beam needs to be replaced.
Okay.
So I call up, hey, Kia, how much is a headlight? $250 for a headlight.
That's not bad.
Dude, not bad.
Mm-mm.
The headlight in that 2004 Jeep is $15.
But first of all, it's a Jeep, and second of all, it's a 2015. When I had the 2008 Nissan Altima, it was about $150 to change out a headlight.
I've never paid more than $20 for a light bulb and just changed it myself. Now it might have been $150 for you to get it changed, but they were telling me it's $250 for the light bulb. They didn't even tell me what it was for the labor.
No, the labor, I remember taking it to this place down the street and they did it for free. It was just the light bulb was very expensive.
Yeah, they said the light bulb was $250 because it's LED something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, that was earlier today. So then I get on TikTok and the young lady is crying. She has a Mercedes and the gas cap won't open. She pressing it. You know how ones that you press and it pop out? She pressing it, it won't open. She called Mercedes and they say, yeah, we can fix it. It's $300. And she started crying because she ain't got $300 and she got 58 miles to empty.
First of all, what you mean? Is it broke?
Yeah.
Just be stuck. It may just be stuck. She need to go in there with something to pop it open. It's just a little black piece holding it together. What type of Mercedes she got?
She didn't show the car. She just showed the gas part, and she was just pressing and it wasn't open.
Yeah. On my Lexus, it did that before. I just took my credit card and popped it open. It was fine, and it works fine now.
She sound young. She didn't even show her face, but she sounded young.
But you know what? Mine's also, you have to press the button from the inside first. So is that hers or is it not hers? Like she didn't have
hers is
on the inside.
Well, she said the doors were unlocked. She said, and the doors are unlocked, and she was trying to press it, and it wasn't doing that.
Did you send us this young lady?
I did not, because that's the only part she showed. Like she don't show anything else. But I was just saying that to say that people are in cars that cost money to get repaired and don't have the money to repair them because they have $800 car notes, $900 car notes. So all these prices from cars, food, everything, it's just out of order.
Yeah,
out of order. These cars that you get, it should be a warranty for the time of my loan. Like if I got a 7-year loan, it need to be a 7-year warranty. A portion of your payment
per warranty.
Yeah, a portion of your payment should be covering your warranty. Like these 100,000 miles or 3 years, like whichever you get to first, and then it expires. It shouldn't be that way.
I agree with you. I agree. But my warranty, I don't know how many miles on the warranty. I got an extended warranty, and it's included in the package, and that's why my car note is so high, because you do get it included in that package. But I don't know how many miles it covered.
But that's what I'm saying. It'd be like after 100,000, oh, we no longer cover you. What if bitch ain't gonna tear up before 100,000? That's the trick. That's the trick. That by the time you get to 100,000, oh, your warranty has expired. But now I don't need it till I'm at 150, 175. So it's a scam. All insurance is a scam.
Yeah, I believe in that. Because I believe if you don't have an accident in that year of you paying all that money for that insurance, they should at least give you something back at the end of the year. Just like your taxes. They should give you something back at the end of the year, because what did you do with my money all year long?
Collect it. collect it and sit back and then have enough nerve to say your premium went up because everybody else had accidents.
Exactly. That's a scam. Now that insurance is definitely a scam. Oh, I need a class action suit against the insurance people. We need a class action suit against them because that's definitely a scam. That's definitely a scam. Yeah.
I mean, that's why they changed it, because they knew they wanted to keep their scam going, because back in the day, people used to drive with no insurance. Insurance was an option back in the day.
In some states, you could still do that. I know in Alabama for the longest. I don't know if they changed it, but in Alabama for the longest, you only have to really have liability insurance, and to get your tag here in Georgia, it's in the system. Alabama didn't have theirs in the system for the longest. You can go up there and say, "Oh, I need a tag." They say, "Do you have insurance?" You say, "Yep," and they go ahead and process your tag. In Georgia, they run everything. In Alabama, no. For the longest, you really didn't have to ever show proof of insurance in Alabama to get a tag. For the longest, yeah. I agree. It should be an option. But the problem is when people have accidents and they don't have insurance, so it don't cover the person that they had the accident for. That's what the problem is.
The problem for me is that even if, let's say you ran into me and you didn't have insurance and I had insurance and I cover my car, I'm still penalized. Like my policy is still going to go up. My premium is still going to go up when it's time to be renewed. Like they punish you for something. You could go 5
and they go
years.
on your license. Yeah.
You can go, like, I mean, I'm 39. Well, about to be 39. I have never had a car accident and had to pay for somebody's car. So that means that you have collected thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars from me without having to pay out to replace a car. Now, tomorrow, I totaled a Kia. My premium is gonna go up, regardless of the fact that you done collected 5 cars worth of money from me.
And don't fuck around and not have gap insurance on their ass.
Exactly. Now I owe the remainder. Now I'm upside down. I owe the remainder of this car because y'all gonna go pay $7,000 and I owe $12,000. Yeah. Oh, but I don't get no car without no gap.
Yeah. But don't. I mean, you better, because Lord knows. I get double gap. I got insurance. I got gap insurance with the Lexus dealership, and they got gap insurance with my car insurance. I just want to make sure. Has anything happened to this thing? And that thing's expensive. I want to make sure I am covered enough to even buy a new car afterwards. I need to make sure.
But
that's all a scam.
I seen a lady last night. She was saying she totaled her car, and she was saying that everybody was like, "Oh, great, you get to go car shopping." And she was like, "I'm not excited about going car shopping." She was like, "When I bought a car in 2019, she was like, the price of that car is half of what it is now." She was like, they have doubled the prices in the cars. She was like, so now my $300 car note, she was like, that don't exist. I can't go find another car for $300. Which is true, because I'm one that have a $300 car note. And when I be putting them numbers in and trying to calculate, it's nothing for $300.
You $300 car notes are over. It's over. You will not get a $300 car note anymore because interest rates are high and the price. I know.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong. I seen somebody go to the Tesla dealership, get a Tesla, and their note said $1,200. Like, I can't imagine.
I'm not paying $1,200.
I can't imagine. I'm gonna have to live in.
When I was in college, that was a Bentley. That was the price of a Bentley when I was in college. I remember one of my professors drove a Bentley, and her car note was $1,200 a month. And this was in the 90s, 90, 99. When I found that, like, I was like, $1,200 for a car note for a Bentley. Now it's $1,200 just for a Tesla. Which Tesla is it? It's probably the economy Tesla too. It probably ain't even the one with the bells and whistles. That's $100,000.
And what is the difference in them? Do they go faster?
One is the self-driver. The self-driving Tesla, that's an upgrade. That's not in all of them.
So, but all of them have that option. All the models have that self-driving option, right? Because
don't
when I
think
be
so.
when I be window shopping, it be like a little button that say self drive. That's you can put it on any of them.
Yeah, but you add money to it. But when you put it
Yeah.
on it, money go on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on all of them, but I know it's an additional option.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the sports one. The sports one, I think it's the Model X. That's one of the most expensive ones.
I don't know what they had. They had
The
the one
what?
with the doors.
The doors. Oh, that's not one. That's not an expensive one. That's
think
not
it's
one of
90.
the expensive.
I think that one's 90 something.
Yeah, because the one
So
I
what's the-
want
What's the
is
highest
100
one?
and something. Hold on, let me see. Tesla, the Roadster. I think the Roadster is the most.
Just
No,
put in
it's not.
TikTok $1,200 note Tesla. $1,200 car note Tesla.
That's what she named it.
No, I'm just seeing if somebody come up.
It's the motherfucking truck.
No, that wasn't it. It was a car.
That's not the Cybertruck, is it?
I don't know what that is.
Now that I'm really looking at him,
Oh, it's on 700.
this
What
bitch
year is
kind of
this?
ugly.
This is the 2022.
Now that I'm really looking at
This
him,
is 2022. That's 2 years ago. $700.
this bitch kind of ugly. Now that I'm really looking at
And
him,
that's the basic
Somebody
one.
and look, somebody
This
said
bitch kinda
$700
ugly.
a month. You definitely don't have
now that I'm really
self-driving.
looking at him,
Yep, you don't. Self-driving is an additional option. It's an additional. Oh, she got hers
Don't
all
forget.
checked out.
I'm also just
This
a
says
girl.
380.
Then said, don't ask
Standing
me
in
how much
front
I
of a
put down.
boy.
A whole lot of it.
Don't forget.
Yes, for 380.
A
Yes,
whole lot of it.
You put down a whole goddamn house. A whole house. A whole house.
مرحبا، رح نحكي على تسلا وما يحتاج نقول منه
What the
تسلا.
hell he's speaking?
قبل شهر
Go to that girl. Go up.
So I'm a 15-year-old and I just got my Tesla Model Y. I'm going to tell y'all a few of my favorite features that I feel like nobody knows. Okay, one of my favorites is definitely the boombox. Tap on megaphone and then
She said she hollered.
it projects whatever you're saying outside in like a deep voice. So let's say I'm picking up my friends. I turn on the megaphone and I yell like, "Get the heck out of your house." I can turn the volume all the way up and my car will literally scream like, "Get the heck out of your house." I will be using that feature every day. And you can also do play current media. So let's say I'm playing this song. I can play this song on
Not
the
the
outside
app.
of the car or like any video I wanted to do. Another one is the emissions. This one
think
is
it's
so
the
funny.
three.
So basically you can literally just press this and make anyone in the car sound like they farted. Like, look.
No.
And you can even choose like which type of one you want. Oh, I know it's like immature, but it's so funny. And there's a literal arcade, so you can play whatever game you want. I also love the frunk. So like I'll press this button, open frunk. And it literally opened the frunk. And obviously since it's electric, there's no engine, so you can just
Model
put whatever
S.
you want in here. If you want more Tesla videos, then follow for more because I'll definitely be making more. Bye. So I'm a
Bye.
15-year-old and I
First
just
of
got
all,
my Tesla Model
why
Y.
why
I'm gonna
how
tell
she
y'all a
get
few of
a-
my favorite features.
How she get a Tesla F15?
She got some rich parents, clearly.
Then
The
you
girl I
shouldn't have
seen
said.
was the white, so I that's why I said click on her because I was trying to find a girl, but it wouldn't hurt.
Not even the Model S. It's so the Model X3YS. What is the sleek one? Because they say now the Model S only starts at 72.
That's the.
But I guess
cheapest
if you
one?
add this starting price,
Mhm,
I guess
yeah,
if you add this,
self-driving,
it goes up.
Mhm. If you add anything, if you add floor mats in that mug, yeah.
Who you say go where?
I was saying that.
That's
Here's
the
some of my
Model
favorite
S,
things about the
yes.
2016 Model
Model
S
S is the
90D.
one I
First
want.
off, this color is beautiful. It's called titanium
And black.
metallic, but it got discontinued in 2017. This car also has the premium upgrade package, which means it has Alcantara basically everywhere and a nice dashboard. And by far my most
$3,000.
favorite feature in this Model S is that it has an actual sunroof. And this was discontinued in 2018, so this is really rare to find. Here's some of my favorite things about the 2016 Model S 90D.
Yeah.
First off,
The 2000, yeah. Oh,
Pedal to the metal, then stop. Take another sip from the serve, then stop. Let my seat back, drop the top, then stop.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it for me.
Had my Tesla Model S Plaid for 24 hours. This is what I've learned so far.
The
Number one,
Plaid
1,000 horsepower, even when it is in an all-wheel drive electric car,
because of
is
that
still
steering
very
wheel.
sketchy. If you step on it from a dig without launch control on, the front half will start to lift up very, very quick. Number two, the whole cheap interior, bad build quality, uncomfortable stuff is just not really applicable to this car. All of those things were probably true in 2016. This is what.
So we say all this to say people still can't buy them though.
Mm-hmm.
We complain about the economy, but people still buying these damn things.
Well, people buy anything.
Not me, but not right now anyway. But I will get my Tesla. I will get it. So let's get it. What do you have for us today? What is going on for these little kids?
This is a
Michael Stewart drowned.
6-year-old Michael Stewart drowned at camp on the first day.
Oh, where?
Camp Lake
In Jersey.
Yeah.
Where was the counselors?
They said it was counselors, lifeguards, everybody around. Nobody saw.
That's a damn lie.
Nobody saw what happened. But this is why I feel like swimming lessons should be something that's free.
Mm-hmm.
This is why. Because I send my child to camp and y'all have 25 lifeguards. 25. I'm going to think
It's 75 kids.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm going to think that I'm going to send him and y'all going to watch him. But that's not the case. And on the first day, her child drowns.
Yeah. What were they at? Were they at camp? The pool was at camp?
Yeah, it's a Liberty Lake. Liberty Lake summer camp. I don't know if it's like a pool or.
Now at 5, a summer camp tragedy as a young camper dies on opening day. Officials at Liberty Lake Day Camp in Mansfield, Burlington County say the 6-year-old boy was found unresponsive in a shallow pool. They administered CPR, but the child died at the hospital. I'm Sheba Russell.
And I'm Jason Martinez. The boy's death will now be investigated by the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office and the Mansfield Township Police Department. Jennifer's live in Mansfield tonight, where the camp was open today after this heartbreaking incident. Jen.
Yes, very heartbreaking, Sheba and Jason. And we saw a lot of cars pulling in and out of Liberty Lake Day Camp, including school buses all day. The camp director tells us they are just devastated.
That's a lot of
after
people.
This drowning, as are many in the swim community. At Liberty Lake Day Camp in Mansfield, children could be seen playing in the distance on Tuesday. The camp opened a day after a child tragically drowned in a shallow pool during swim period. The Burlington County Prosecutor's Office says a 6-year-old was found unresponsive and pulled out of the water by a lifeguard.
That's a pretty big pool.
Despite life-saving measures, including CPR, the boy was pronounced dead at the hospital.
We hope to God that it never will happen. And we always want to prepare for the worst case scenario.
The drowning at Liberty Lake
that
hitting
pool
close to
is
home
big.
for other swim communities, including the lifeguards at Tarnsfield Swim Club. Manager Jenna Pasquarello says the safest spaces are sometimes the most dangerous.
We have a 1-foot section, and in our experience at this facility, we've had the most saves from lifeguards in our baby pool, kiddie pool area than we have in our entire deep end section.
Pasquarello says avoid blue bathing suits that blend into the pool and opt for ones that are bright in color like neon. Lifeguard Alex Perkowski says they enforce a strict set of rules because most incidents actually occur outside of the water first.
We're very strict on our no running policy and, no flipping into the pool, no spinning in the pool. Definitely make sure you know your child's ability to swim. If they cannot swim and you're setting them off on their own, make sure they have somebody there who you trust, who is a supervisor, or sign them up for swim lessons.
In a statement to families, Liberty Lake says, quote, "We are absolutely devastated and heartbroken. Our thoughts at this most difficult time are with our campers' families, friends, and loved ones." Pasquarello says her heart goes out to the families feeling this devastating loss and asks everyone to double down on safety in the water this summer.
while we want to rely on our lifeguards, we also want to make sure that we are really, really supervising our children individually, putting them in groups of kids, making sure their absence is noticed at all times.
In the letter to families, Liberty Lake says they have 25 lifeguards on staff who are certified in first aid, CPR, and AED. It's not clear how many children are attending this day camp or how many children were by the pool when this incident occurred. Still so many questions as the investigation into this drowning continues.
So they said they had 25 on staff. That don't mean 25
that
are
was
staying
there.
out there.
Mm-hmm. Probably had
Could have
3.
been 2.
Two.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That day. They called out. They wasn't on a schedule.
But it
happened.
looks like a pretty big pool. So I would hope that you had a few, but that's just tragic, you know. I want
Tragedy at a summer camp in Burlington County. A 6-year-old
Look at him.
He tells CBS News Philadelphia he was so eager to swim on his first day at Liberty Lake Day Camp in Bordentown that he fell asleep the night before with his goggles still on. But according to the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office, shortly before 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday,
That is sad. That is so sad. Yes, you need to get swimming lessons for your babies. Yeah.
And I'm one too, because mine can't swim. You know, they think they can. So they cannot.
I thought they was taking swimming lessons.
I told you they have taken them for months, but they need
stronger.
They need
that's what Dr. Kwan do. That's what SJ is doing. Dr. Bama Brad, I think that's his name on here. But that's what he's doing this summer. SJ takes private lessons, go to one of the Dwight's house and take lessons and becoming a stronger swimmer. And he does it every summer. Private lessons.
So he does he know how to swim?
Well, he knows how to swim. He's learning. He's not strong. He's learning.
I want to know what's the time frame. Like, what is the length of time to learn how to swim? Because you said he take them every summer.
I think this is only the second summer of him going. Private lessons.
In my mind, I thought that a summer of swimming lessons you would know how to swim. But I also think it has to do with age as well, because like I said, Deshaun took it as well, and he can swim from one side to the other. But the little ones, they be out there like.
He's little. He's younger than Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just think it's it depends on the kid and their learning ability and how long the lessons. I think you only go for a couple of weeks. I think this is week. So he started the week of my birthday and he's doing it this week. So that's 3 weeks.
Right. I was saying, like, I mean, because you said he took them all last summer. So I was just saying, like,
I don't know if he had as many as last summer as he did this time.
Yeah, I was saying that the kids took it last summer and don't know how to swim. So what is
he knows how to doggy paddle. I saw that. He was jumping in and he was holding his breath and he was SJ.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that. So maybe, I mean, how long did Chase them take it for?
Months. Like 4 months.
But see, they only went
2 days a week for 30 minutes.
2 days a week, but it was other kids in there.
Right. So which
a
is
lot
why
of other kids.
I think that they need private lessons, but
private lessons, or not even private lessons, maybe a different area, because the YMCA is a lot of people there. So maybe a different area that does swimming lessons.
No, I needed the Dwight with a pool that is a swim instructor.
No, you don't. I know one. I know a swim instructor who has a pool. I just found out not too long ago. Now that I think about it, Sammy friend. I think she was at the housewarming. I don't remember Marcy. I don't know if you remember Marcy. She was at the housewarming with Sammy.
Can she swim?
She teaches.
Okay.
She teaches you how to swim, so I'm hoping she know how to goddamn swim. If you gonna teach me how to swim,
lessons. My kids will be there.
I don't know. I don't know.
out.
Let me reach out to her. Yep, let me reach out to her. And I didn't know until Anaya's best friend, mom, was like, "Did you know Marcy does swimming lessons too?" And I was like, "No," because I know she does tutoring. Like she tutors for read. She's a teacher, and she tutors reading and stuff like that. And she was like, "Marcy does swimming lessons too." I was like, "Well, what? She got a pool? Like, yeah, she got a pool. I'm like, okay.
I need half and half. I need reading, tutoring, and swimming lessons all in the same day.
Yeah, she's a teacher. So I will reach it. Well, I'll send you the number. And
no, I can't call her. She's a stranger. You gotta see what
you
she
seen her at the housewarming party. She ain't no damn stranger.
I can't put no face right now. I don't see anybody. I see Sammy and a ghost.
Okay.
That's all.
We'll reach out to her. See if we get some swimming lessons. Maybe all three of them can go. Austin, Ali, and Chase. All three of them. Anaya knows how to swim. He was. I don't think he's a professional. He needs some additional. Anaya taught Austin how to swim, but he needs additional help. Like, he can swim, but if a wave hits you, can you swim then? Like, that's what you need to learn how to do.
Well, I don't need the kids to know how to swim on a wave, but I need to know if they jump in 6 feet, they can swim.
Well, he was jumping in 5 and 4 feet, and he was swimming. So
okay, so he could. That mean he can. Yeah, they need to be able to do that.
Anaya taught him though. Anaya taught him how to swim, so he needs additional lessons.
Okay. Well, our prayers are with the mother that has lost her child due to this tragedy of negligence on this camp's part. I mean, the first day, if my child went to this camp and on the first day, y'all let somebody drown, oh, we gone. Give me my money back. I want a refund.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I want a refund.
A refund? They getting sued.
No, I'm saying I'm not her. I'm saying if I had a child that was also attending that camp, and on the first day a child drowns, I don't want my child to go if they can't swim. Like, because I know that y'all are not really watching them.
Yeah.
Now, if I got a professional swimmer, then you can go with. If you can't swim, you need to come on out.
They don't go with the camp that the kids go to now. They don't go swimming. They play in water and stuff, but they don't take them swimming. They take them to other places. They go skating. They go to the farm. They go to the movies. They do all of that stuff. They don't go swimming.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with the safety of swimming, like, because it doesn't take long to drown. If you missing little Malachi for 2 minutes, he could drown. So it's hard to keep up with that. I've seen another video of I thought I sent it, but I don't see it because I thought I sent it right under this. But a daycare worker left a 3-year-old girl on the bus. They went on a field trip and left her on the bus, and you could see the camera when he come out and realized he left her on the bus and she was unalive. He starts screaming, and he pick her up and he just crying because he knows she gone. But it wasn't intentional. He just got all the kids off the bus and she was laying in the seat sleep.
And he forgot to go check.
Yeah, he didn't do the walk. You know, they're supposed to walk to the back and walk forward.
Oh man. And so that's heartbreaking for both the family of that young girl and him. He's going to live with that for the rest of his life. That mistake for the rest of his life. It is, oh my God, it's sad. And they need that on the school bus. You know how you have ways, and my ways be like, look for kids. When you get to your destination, look for kids.
You know, Ali has fell asleep on the school bus before, and him all the way to the bus thing, and Chase came home. Chase came home.
Chase would be like, Ali, where's Ali?
Chase came home, and so I'm like, where's Ali? And he was like, I didn't see him. So I guess Ali got on the bus before him and laid down in the seat. And so Chase got on the bus and sat in a different seat. And so Chase was like, he wasn't on the bus. And so I'm calling the school, and they like, he not here. So I pull up. I'm at the front door of the school, and I'm like, y'all need to find my child. And she like, he wasn't on the bus. I'm like, his brother got off the bus and said he wasn't on the bus. She was like, well, maybe he got on the wrong bus. I'm like, he know his bus. So they called his bus driver, and she was like, I just pulled up at the thing. And then when she walked the seats, he was laying in the seat. So if you're not knowledgeable about
it, they need a alarm though. They need something. Because people mind. You have to concentrate on the safety of the kids. People mind be all over the place. That's why Waze has it. But not even that. Now on my car, when I cut the car off, it says something is in the back seat. On the dashboard, it tells me something is in the back seat. It don't even be a kid. It be my damn purse. It be my purse. Like, check the back seat. It says check the back seat. Yes. And or even with the seatbelts, like the seatbelts, it's like, oh, something is there, and it'd be my purse. It tells you they need something.
I want you to
in
know
the
that your purse is heavy.
No, it
because
ain't.
If your purse is doing the seatbelt thing, your purse is mighty heavy. Because my little bags do not make the seatbelt thing go off. So
you be having those little wallets,
and you be having the suitcases. So your suitcase is making the seat go off, but they definitely should have that for every car to say check the back, because these people that get away with, oh, I left my child in the back seat and forgot, left the baby back there. I just don't see how you do it. I don't see how you could forget that the baby back there.
Because they be. Oh, you remember that man? It was one in Atlanta at the Home Depot.
Yep,
he worked at the Home Depot. Oh, that summer. It was summertime too. He left that baby in there all day long. But he went to lunch.
I was gonna say he went out to lunch and got in somebody else's car for lunch. Yes. Did he do
He's
time?
still in
I think
prison.
he got off.
Really?
Yes.
But see, he really didn't get off. Like he is living with that right now. Like you have to live with that right now. That mistake for the rest of your life. You have to live with it.
Oh no, he was convicted.
Oh, okay.
Said he got 10 years.
He out then, because that was about 10 years ago, wasn't it?
It say yeah, it says this was on June 18th. It happened to come on the news because it said today marks 10 years since Cooper's death and Harris is walking free. So he got out on June 18th.
He did the full 10 years. He didn't even get early probation.
Yeah, he did 10 years. Yep, he got out.
Now his life, he got to find a job. He's not gonna be able to. He can't go back to the Home Depot.
Hold on, but in 2022, the Georgia overturned part. So he was sentenced with more time. It say in 2022, the Georgia Supreme Court overturned parts of the conviction related to Cooper's death. And the DA decided not to retry Harris on the counts.
I think they originally said it was like some malice in there because he didn't check. Like he went to lunch and like all of that. And, so they thought some malice was in there.
It say his initial conviction included sex crimes against a 16-year-old girl.
That was in the same thing with the baby left seat in the back seat.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm confused. Did he do time for the baby or for the? I don't know. I don't know. It's talking about sex crimes and everything. I don't know, but I think he did it on purpose.
Yeah, I remember that. I think everybody thought he did, and I think that's why he got what he got originally, what he received the sentence originally, and then they overturned it towards the end. Only got 10 years because I think it was some malice in there with that. But heart goes out to that family that lost his baby at the pool. Make sure you get your kids swimming lessons somewhere and watch them this summer. And make sure when you go, check that back seat. And that's why Waze be like, check for kids. Every time I stop somewhere, check for kids.
Do you remember the grandma that did it twice to her grandkids?
No. She shouldn't have the kids no more. Like she should not be allowed to have the grandkids. Well, I just don't understand. Like, is it just my kids? Because them suckers are loud. Like, you're not leaving them in the back seat. You cannot forget they back there.
Yeah,
Them
they
suckers are loud.
I don't well, they always be babies, so it don't never be kids that talk. It's always infants.
How can you forget that big ass car seat? Them car seats be huge. How can you forget that big ass car seat back there? Maybe because I put my purse in the back, so I gotta go to the back to get my purse. And I always see, I just don't get it. I just don't see how you leave.
You know,
I don't even know.
the one family, they said they it was so many kids, they thought that was in Columbus, I think. It was so many kids, they thought everybody came in the house and somebody got the baby.
Oh my God, how many kids was it?
Like 4 or 5. They came from church. And it wasn't until like it was like somebody was like, "Where the baby at?" But the baby had been out in the car for like 3 or 4 hours.
Sad, that's sad. Let's go back into our great grandfathers.
Okay, back to the debate.
They talking about
situation where
they talking about
he
taxes.
talks about how he is for virtually nothing in child care. We should significantly increase the child care tax credit. We should significantly increase the availability of women and men or single parents to be able to go back to work. And we should encourage businesses to have.
Thank you, President
child care
Biden.
facilities.
President Trump, the question was about what we do to make child
They
care
just
more
cut
affordable.
motherfuckers out.
Just so you understand, we have polling, we have other things that they rate him the worst because what he's done is so bad. And they rate me. Y'all show
Oh
you
yeah, they do
also,
cut the
and they rate
microphone
me
off.
one of the best. Okay. And if I'm given another 4 years, I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's
Who
ever
rated him the best?
created an economy like us. Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times. He wants to raise everybody's taxes by 4 times. He wants the Trump tax cuts to expire. So everybody, including the 2 of you, are going to pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this before. All my life, I'd grow up and I'd see politicians talking about cutting taxes. When we cut taxes, as I said, we did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
Who said that?
Look, fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong.
Somebody.
Increase the tariff. He will increase the taxes on middle-class people. I said I'd never raise a tax on anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming in the country, you know what the economists say? That's going to cost the average American $2,500 a year more because they're going to have to pay the difference in food and all the things that were imported.
Food is already hot.
He's in a situation where he talks about how he has not raised, he somehow helped the middle class. Middle class have been devastated by you. Now you want a new tax cut of $5 trillion over the next 10 years, which is going to fundamentally bankrupt the country. You had the largest deficit of any president in American history, number one. Number two, you have not, in fact, made any contact, any progress with China. We are the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden.
You lost.
Thank you, President Biden. Let's discuss an epidemic impacting millions of Americans that both of you have made a top priority in your first term, the opioid crisis. And for both of you, the number
Who can
of
afford them?
overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up. Under your term, it has gone up. Former President Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and other opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now in the throes of addiction who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
To finish up, we now have the largest deficit in the history of our country under this guy. We have the largest deficit with China. He gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He gets money from China. So I think he's afraid to deal with them or something.
That is not what he asked you about.
My tariffs, because
He asked you about opioids.
that I imposed on China.
I don't give a fuck
He
about
never took it
opioids.
away. He can't because it's
He talking about China.
It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries and there was more to come, but he hasn't done that. But he hasn't cut the tariffs because he can't, because it's too much money. But he's got the largest deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing them
They
to
do
do
own
what
us.
they're doing to us as a country. They are killing us as a country, Joe, and you can't let that happen. You're destroying our country.
So, President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was, what are you going to do to help Americans in the throes
Not a
of
damn thing.
addiction right now who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country in every way. And then we had to get tough. And it was the drugs pouring across the border it started to increase. We got great equipment. We bought the certain dog that's
Your
the most
time up.
incredible thing that you've ever seen. The way
He
they can
did
spot
shit
it.
about the
We did a
opioid. He
lot.
don't care
And
about the
we were
opioid
getting
addiction.
very low numbers, very, very low numbers. Then he came along. The numbers, have you seen the numbers now? It's not only the 18 million people that I believe is even low because the gotaways, they don't even talk about gotaways, but the numbers of the amount of drugs and human trafficking in women coming across our border. The
You can't
worst
tell me
thing I've ever
67
seen.
seconds ain't up.
At numbers that nobody's ever seen under him because the border's so bad. But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
President Trump, thank you. President Biden?
Fentanyl and the byproducts of fentanyl went down for a while. And I wanted to make sure we use the machinery that can detect fentanyl, these big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of this deal we put together, this bipartisan deal. More fentanyl machines, more be able to detect drugs, more numbers of agents, more numbers of all the people at the border. And when we had that deal done, he called his Republican colleagues, said, don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically. No, he never argued it's not a good bill. It's a really good bill. We need those machines. We need those machines. And we're coming down very hard in every country in Asia in terms of precursors for fentanyl. And Mexico is working with us to make sure they don't have the technology to be able to put it together. That's what we have to do. We need those machines.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, and again,
Okay,
the
camp in the
question is
morning.
about Americans in the throes of addiction right now, struggling to get the treatment they need.
Well, this does pertain to it.
No
He
doubt.
ended Remain in Mexico. He ended catch and release. I made a catch and release in Mexico, not catch and release here. We had so many things that we had done, hard negotiations with Mexico, and I got it all for nothing.
Is that where
It's
the
just like when we have
opioids
a
coming
hostage,
from,
we always
Mexico?
pay $6 billion for a hostage. Every time we say it's a hostage. Now we have a hostage, a Wall Street Journal reporter. I think a good
I thought
guy,
opioids was
and
over the counter.
He's over there because Putin is laughing at this guy,
They are.
probably asking for billions of dollars.
What do Mexico
for
got to
the
do with
reporter.
opioids?
I will have him out very quickly.
I think they
as soon
talking
as
about
I take
opioids that
office.
got
Before
like
I take office,
Percocet
I
and
said,
fentanyl in them and stuff.
literally,
You know, the tamper
as soon
with
as I win the
opioids.
election, I will have that
That come from
reporter out.
Mexico?
He should have had him out
I
a long
guess. I
time
don't know.
ago. But Putin's probably asking for billions and billions of dollars because this guy pays it every time. We had 2 cases where we paid $6 billion for 5 people. I got 58 people out, and I paid essentially nothing.
I wonder
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
Let's turn to concerns that voters have about each of you. President Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about
your
your
age?
capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I
Well into your
spent
90s.
half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate, and now I'm the oldest. This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent. I think that just look at the record. Look
Shots
what
fired.
I've turned around
Ha.
the horrible situation he left me. As I said, 15 million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment.
Where them
in
jobs
America,
at?
over billions of dollars in private investment in enterprises that we are growing. By the way, we brought off a lot of people. Well, the whole idea of computer chips. We used to have 40% of the market. We invented those chips, and we lost it because he was sending people to find the cheapest jobs overseas and then bring home a product. So I went to South Korea. I convinced Samsung to invest billions of dollars here in the United States. And guess what? Those fabs they call that to build these chips. Those fabs pay over $100,000. You don't need a college degree for them. And there's billions, about $40 billion already being invested and being built right now in the United States, creating significant jobs for Americans from all over the world.
Where?
President Biden, you have.
I missed
40
what you
seconds
said.
left.
What you
Would
said,
like to add
Joe?
anything?
Yeah, I would.
We got
The
jobs.
idea that somehow
He said paying $100,000 with no degree.
this failing country. I never heard a president talk like this before. We're the envy of the world. Name me a single major country president who wouldn't trade places with the United States of America for all our problems and all our opportunities. We're the most progressive country in the world in getting things done. We're the strongest country in the world. We're a country in the world who keeps our word, and everybody trusts us. All of our allies and those who he coddles up to, from Kim Jong-un, he sends love letters to, and Putin, etc. They don't want to screw around with us.
Thank you. Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities? to serve?
Botox.
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know.
You paid
made it
somebody to
public.
take them.
He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor. And then I took another one, a similar one. And one of them said they've never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you.
You are
President Biden.
You
You
are
can
lying.
see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's it. Anyway, just take a look at what he says. Take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap was when I was vice president, down to a 6.
They're talking about golf.
And by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
No.
That's the biggest rider. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was at 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I had, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Let's
Let's
not
not act like children.
Let's get off the damn golf.
Let's not act like children.
You
To
are
a
a child.
specific concern that voters have about you. Will you pledge tonight that once all legal challenges have been exhausted, that you will accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins, and you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable?
Wrong.
Well, I
He's not gonna
shouldn't
say
have
that.
to say that, but of course I believe that. It's totally unacceptable. And if you would see my statements that I made on Twitter at the time, and also my statement that I made in the Rose Garden, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen. In addition to the speech I made in front of, I believe, the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. And I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol, and in many cases were ushered in by the police. And as Nancy Pelosi said, it was her responsibility, not mine. She said that loud and clear. But the answer is, if the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president, because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying myself. I wouldn't be under indictment because I wouldn't have been his political opponent, because he indicted me because I was his opponent. I wish he was a great president. I would rather have that. I wouldn't be here. I don't mind being here. But the only reason I'm here is he's so bad as a president that I'm going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. We're a failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing nation because of him. His policies are so bad.
Make the economy
his
great
military
again.
policies are insane.
The economy.
They're insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III, and we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China,
Kim Jong-un
of North Korea, all of these
North
Putin,
Korea.
They don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III? Let him follow and win and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO. Just do what you want. There's a thing called Article 5. An attack on one is attack on all, and required response. The idea, I can't think of a single major leader in the world who wouldn't trade places with the job I've done and what they've done. Because we are a powerful nation. We have wonderful people. It's because of the people, not me. It's because of the American people. They're capable of anything, and they step up when they're needed. And right now, we're needed. We're needed to protect the world because our own safety is at stake. And again, you want to have a war, just let Putin go ahead and take Kyiv, make sure they move on, see what happens in Poland, Hungary, and other places along that border. Then you have a war.
President Trump, as I come back to you for a follow-up,
Don't.
the question was, will you accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
Just to finish what he said, if I might.
He is not going to
Russia,
answer the question.
They took a lot of land from Bush. They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden. They took no land, nothing from Trump, nothing. He knew not to do it. He's not going to play games with me. He knew that. I got along with him very well, but he knew not to play games. He took nothing from me. But now he's going to take the whole
He
thing.
ain't taking nothing
from
for a
this man
reason.
right here.
What are
That's
you
a war
giving
that
up?
should have never started. It would have never started ever with me. And he's going to take Ukraine. And, you know, you asked me a question before, would you do this with, he's got us in such a bad position right now with Ukraine and Russia, because Ukraine's not winning that war. He said, I will never settle until such time. They're running out of people. They're running out of soldiers. They've lost so many people. It's so sad. They've lost so many people, and they've lost those gorgeous cities with the golden domes that are 1,000 years old, all because of him and stupid decisions. Russia would have never attacked if I were
President Trump,
president.
the question was, will you accept the results of the election?
He is not.
Regardless of who wins, yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news
He's
conference
not going to
on it in a
accept
week,
it.
or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our
Negro,
country. I
you
would be
said
very
you was going to
happy
run
be
at the end
someplace
when you
else, in a
lost.
nice location someplace. And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
No, it's because of the
Let's see what the
economy.
numbers are when this election is
And
over.
Biden is falling
Let's
asleep.
see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed to courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit, state or local, none. But you continue to provoke this lie about somehow there's all this misrepresentation, all this stealing. There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea, if you lose again, you accepting anything, you can't stand the loss. Something snapped in you when you lost the last time.
We'll be
Something been
right back
snapped in him.
with more from the CNN presidential debate, live from Georgia.
They in Georgia?
Yeah.
They in
Every weekday morning.
They had a sign up said, you know, welcome back. He hadn't been here since he had turned himself in.
They in Atlanta?
I guess I don't know.
Is the CNN Center? But the CNN Center moved, didn't it?
It's not right there by State Farm?
Mm-mm.
I don't know where they at. My head is
Yeah, they're in Atlanta. Yep, they in Atlanta. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to go into the city because I know they shut down everything for them damn people. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to all my family.
Until we meet again, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share.
And don't forget the notification button and leave your comments below. We'll be sure to get back with you. Peace. Tomorrow we live.